Or favor. Call 800
Morning, everybody.
9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
The city of Michigan held an emergency baby formula distribution event on Friday to help parents who are struggling to find formula in the grocery store. The city of Dearborn's Department of Public Health collaborated with local nonprofits for the event. Mayor Abdullah Hammoud describing the event.
They are providing formula to as many families as possible. We've been able to locate working a network that we have created of nonprofits and local stakeholders, try to identify formula to the greatest of our capacity, and try to not solve the formula shortage, but try to hopefully help in the short term.
The shortage began after an Abbott plant in Sturgis, Michigan closed in February. The FDA recently reached an agreement with Abbott to reopen the plant next week. Top Gun Maverick is the hottest movie out this Memorial Day weekend. The hit sequel is expected to earn over $140 million over the weekend.
That's impressive.
Breaking the previous box office record set by Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
That's
USA
impressive.
Radio News.
That's impressive.
Special going
Yeah,
on
it's
now.
going to be in the
My
theaters a
Pillow.
while.
My Pillow
So it's
bed
probably
sheets.
gonna be
These
on
elements,
demand
My
in, like,
Pillow's the roll and go.
September,
Go
maybe.
anywhere, My Pillow.
It's gonna be in the theaters. I think it's gonna be in the theaters for like 2 months.
Special. Go to mypillow.com/USA. Use promo code USA or call 1-800.
If it's making that kind of money, they're gonna want to keep it. They're gonna want to keep it in the theaters for as long as possible.
Well, they got
People are seeing it.
they got all the advertisements. Seen the advertisements for
Former
Applebee's now.
President Donald
140
Trump
million.
rallied Saturday for
That's
Harriet
pretty good.
Hagman, who's mounting a primary challenge to Wyoming Republican Representative Liz Cheney.
In 2 months from now, the people of Wyoming are going to tell her, Liz, you're fired. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Congresswoman Cheney emerged as an outspoken Trump critic, voting in favor of his impeachment and currently sitting on the January 6th committee. As we head into June, the crisis on the U.S.-Mexico border continues to get worse. Oklahoma Republican Senator James Lankford highlights the crisis at the border and how he's working across the aisle with Democrats as it worsens month after month.
Yeah, this has been long-term relationships to be able to push back and forth, to be able to bring facts to bear, to say this is what's really happening, this is what's going on, sitting down with Democrat senators.
Nice.
trying to argue
Okay, that
through
sounds
based on
nice
the
and
facts of
clear.
What's actually
Good.
happening.
Okay.
They understand there's total chaos at the border and it's getting worse every month. We get to March was the highest number ever, then April was higher than March actually.
California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom is testing positive.
I think
for
Pastor
COVID-19.
Bancross will call me
The
after
54-year-old
the show because I
vaccinated and
don't
boosted
think I have a
Newsom announcing
show.
the news on his
I don't
Twitter
think
page
he
Saturday
has,
and saying he's
you know,
experiencing
something
mild
planned
symptoms
show-wise.
and will be isolating while he works remotely. For USA
For
Radio
today,
News,
he'll tell me.
I'm Tim
Cool.
Berg.
Pastor Bancross, he'll tell me what to play because he didn't. I don't think he told me past last week what to play.
You got a CD ready to go in case he doesn't call you, right?
Yeah. I got like 50 CDs over there, so plenty of CDs. Plenty of CDs. Whatever. Yeah, let me get my mic going here. Let me get my mic going
What's
here.
happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for
I can.
the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news. Middleboro News.
Move my phone a little to the side so my
Hey, Joey.
the mic is not blocking my face as much as possible. Good morning, everybody. It is the 29th of May, 2022. It is the Sunday before Memorial Day. Just want to take a quick note and just say our hearts and prayers are with the families affected by the tragedy in Texas, in Uvalde, Texas. I want to say good morning to Don. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Joe.
Okay, we are going to do the weather this morning, Don, and the weather is pretty nice.
I've been waiting for this kind of weather all winter long, right?
Yeah, it's pretty nice this morning. 61 degrees currently outside our Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios. A high of 80 today. Tomorrow is going to be a high of 87, so it's going to be nice and warm the next 2 days in Taunton. No rain in the forecast, at least the early part of the week. Excuse me. Wednesday, possibility of rain. But we'll get to Wednesday. That might change. It always does. Driscoll, Texas. 79 degrees. A high of 85 today and cloudy. A high of 84 tomorrow and cloudy as well in Driscoll, Texas. In Middleboro, a high of 80 today. Right now it's 58 degrees. Mostly sunny skies today. Tomorrow, 87 with a low of 67. So make sure you have the air conditioner on and the windows open Monday night. Might be a little bit tough sleeping in the high 60s Monday night. And in Driscoll, North Dakota, 58 degrees as well. I like when the temperature is the same in one of the Driscolls from Middleboro or Taunton. So I like that. And today that's the case. 74 today for the high in Driscoll, North Dakota. Rain in the forecast Monday and Tuesday. High 63 on Monday and 59 on Tuesday in Driscoll, North Dakota. So that's the weather. Oh, what do we have planned for today? Well, we're going to talk about some Memorial Day events for Taunton and also for Middleboro right now. A little bit later on, we are going to do our towns that are celebrating major milestones, and I have a little bit of a tie-in with that as well, involving East Bridgewater that we could talk about. There will be events next year for East Bridgewater as they are celebrating a major milestone. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later on the show. We'll have much more as well for the final Sunday in the month of May for Middleboro in Review. And I want a quick reminder of programming for Monday, tomorrow. There will be no WVBF programming. TIC Network will be on all day. There'll be radio plays that the TIC Network usually puts on holidays like Memorial Day and observances like Memorial Day. And that's what will take place tomorrow, radio plays. There will be no WVBF regular programming. Excuse me. Tomorrow. Okay. So Memorial Day is tomorrow. And this year's Memorial Day Parade in Taunton is going to be taking place tomorrow. And is being organized by the Taunton's local Veterans organizations. And starting at 11 a.m., veterans of Sergeant Shane Duffy, American Legion Post 500, David Adams, VFW Post 611, and DAV Chapter 57, and the Taunton Area Vietnam Veterans Association will be assembling on Taunton Green at the World War I Doughboy Memorial to begin their annual salute to Taunton veterans who served in the armed forces of the United States. After the memorial, the veterans will move to the World War II and Korea memorials on the County Courthouse lawn and then proceed to the Vietnam, Persian Gulf, and Global War on Terror memorials on Church Green. Beginning at 1:15, the parade that will take place will start at 1:15, and it'll start on Dartmouth Street and will end on Taunton Green, or at Taunton Green. Also on Memorial Day, in observance of the holiday, most federal, state, and local offices in Massachusetts will be closed. I know in Middleboro, the town hall will be closed. No school on Memorial Day as well. Well, many businesses will remain open with modified hours. Services such as mail delivery, pickup, and garbage pickup will be delayed, with most garbage trucks operating on a holiday weekday schedule. The MBTA is going to be operating with limited services, with the subway, bus, ferry, and the ride operating on a Sunday schedule tomorrow. So the schedule, what it would usually be today, it will be tomorrow as well. And the commuter rail will be operating on a weekend schedule tomorrow as well. Parking meters will not be in effect tomorrow. A list of things that will be closed on Monday will include post offices, libraries, banks, state courts, state government offices, county government offices, local government offices, so the town hall in Middleboro will be closed, and things like that. The following businesses may be open with adjusted hours as well, and you have to call ahead just to make sure, but these places will be open with adjusted hours.
What's that? Adjusted hours?
Adjusted hours, so
No, what?
a weekend schedule.
Who? What?
Certain places.
Oh, like businesses.
Like certain businesses.
Right.
Like supermarkets, liquor stores, retail stores, museums. Surprising what? Museums? Restaurants and bars, outdoor activities, and beaches and parks. So those places will be open on a limited schedule, just maybe for some of the places to call ahead, just to make sure. But yeah, that is our Memorial Day information as well there. Don, your thoughts on Memorial Day? Excuse me.
It's for the veterans. It's for all the veterans who were lost in all the wars of this great country. And if you're in the Middleboro area, stop by Town Hall and take a walk through that beautiful memorial park they put together.
Yes.
It is unbelievable. It shows pretty much all the conflicts this country had since the Revolutionary War, and they don't miss any of them. They have people, soldiers, servicemen and women who died, and listed, and it's such a beautiful park. When they put that together, they did and it's like a hidden gem right in the middle of Middleboro. So you want to honor some names, you want to honor service members, go pay that park a visit and take a walk around, and it's a humbling place to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I know tomorrow, Middleboro will have a parade, and then they will have a ceremony at that memorial wall tomorrow as well.
If you've never been there, please visit it. It's unbelievable. I mean, I first discovered it when Joey was doing his filming on the lawn for MatCam years ago. I mean, we're talking, I don't know, 5 years. I've been there over 5 years. I'm not sure when it was built. But I'd walk around and I'd listen to the music play, and I'd walk around and I'd try to read every brick there. There's bricks that people who have donated and putting time and effort into that park. But that park is something special. I've never seen anything like it. I've been to Washington, and I've been to the Vietnam Wall, and that's impressive. And that's on the federal level. That's nationwide. But for a little town like Middleboro to have such a memorial honor its veterans, it's just how it goes to show that Middleboro again always does the right thing in my eyes. For everything they do right. They do 100% as a town.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I agree. All right, 7:18. I want to talk about. Well, we're gonna take a break in a second, but I want to mention what's coming up here on the next segments. Here, we're going to be doing a little bit of a transportation segment, not too long. I want to talk about. I want to ask Don if he seen any. What's the word? Progress on the Quincy Bus Depot. I know that we're talking about that on the show here. I mentioned that a couple of weeks back when it broke ground. And I know that the old, I think it was Lowe's or Home Depot that was there, has been torn down.
I was surprised. I thought they were going to try to use the footprint of the building that was already built.
They took that down pretty quick, too.
It's down. It's down. Actually, it's funny. I drove by there Friday, coming home from work, and it's gone. Yeah. And now they're bringing in all the fill. Looks like they're building it up. I think there's maybe a small few piles of debris that's closer to the street level where they're working, but now they're doing the excavation part of it.
So they've broken ground on that.
I don't know why I thought they were going to try to use the old building, but maybe they couldn't. Maybe they couldn't. Yeah. They couldn't. I don't know. I guess it's a warehouse. Lowe's is a warehouse, and it has to be. It's going to be different. So the footprint of this facility is pretty big.
Yes, and we'll go over what it will do for the community of Quincy and surrounding communities as well. It's not just Quincy that will benefit.
Now that we're talking transportation, I think that they need to revamp the bus lines. They're so old. I mean, the bus lines, other than a few that started up, are the same from when I was a kid growing up in Quincy. You're talking 1978, 1980, and around that area when I started taking the bus, 11, 12 years old for the first time. The routes are all the same, and they're good routes, but there's really no express routes. There's no dedicated bus lines, dedicated bus paths. I think in previous shows I talked about how color coordination on bus routes is for some reason it's inviting to the eye as like a line, like the colors of the subway maps and how they got the red, orange lines and green lines and stuff like that. How it affects your seeing in your eyes. It's just only way to explain it. It's just it's a sense. It's a sense to follow that path. It's like the yellow brick road in a way. You want to follow it. It's color coded. And I think they should really think about something like that and the bus lines. Just get them color coded. You could have a yellow line, the bus loop through South Shore. But at least if you went to any place that was a yellow line, a bus would be there in 10, 15 minutes, and it was almost like an express bus. You don't get caught up in you won't get caught up in all the schedule and where to go. You just kind of know because the map's going to tell you. So I really think if they did more of that, I think more people would ride the bus who normally wouldn't ride the bus.
Yeah.
That express bus would take you to any kind of metro, to a rapid transit line like Braintree, say it's the South Shore, or even in the Mattapan high-speed trolley line, which the people love. But I mean, they tried to get rid of it over the years, and they just can't.
Yeah.
People are up in arms. In the old 1940s trolleys, which is kind of cool. And it's funny too because I watched a documentary on that. It was a news documentary. One of the local channels, and they were talking about how they have to go to the main seashore trolley museum to get parts for their rolling stock. So that's cool. But they have they're keeping those old girls going, and if you ever wanted to ride in an old PCC streetcar. Go, take a ride. You go to Ashmont Station and ride it's like 2.3 miles or 2.5 mile line. It goes up through parts of Dorchester, and then into Milton, and then into Mattapan, terminates at Mattapan. But if you never, and this is active service on a major, transportation network in the Boston area. It's just they're active trains. So be surprised to see what they replace them with because they're not gonna last forever, but
No, yeah.
The people in that area just love their trolleys. They just love them.
All right, let's continue that conversation after the commercial break here. Just a few more things in the transportation topic that I want to touch upon real quick. We'll do that when we come back here on Middleboro Review on 1530 AM and 99.7 FM. We'll be right back. You're listening to Middleboro in Review. I want to touch upon the Berkshire Flyer because tickets are available now.
Yeah, I'll give them the route. I'll give them the route to destination too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States.
And then I just want to touch upon the electric buses.
Well, start on that first.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
gonna
go
touch on
into
the
the
electric
because
buses.
we're talking local.
Because we were talking buses and stuff. As I know, I think there might be some electric buses in that, there might be some new electric buses coming to Quincy at some point too. When that's done, when that bus depot is done, and there's already electric buses here in Taunton. So
Yeah.
that's the future there.
For local, anyway.
For local stuff, yeah, for local buses and stuff. That's the future. And I think a lot of people are gonna like that.
To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit
Berkshire Flyer.
CVMA2-2.org.
Hi, this is Martha Clopin, your host for Medicare Moment with Martha. Each week, we present the latest information on health, legal, and lifestyle issues that affect you and your family. It's fascinating, fast-paced, and fun as we explore all aspects of the Medicare maze. So join me for a Medicare Moment with Martha, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM, WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You should reach them at 508-583-1495. They are open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Hi, this is Jim Larkin.
Let's
Hope
see
you can
here.
join me every Sunday from noon to 2 o'clock here on WBBF, the Sounds of the Emerald Isle. We'll have some great Irish music, some folk, traditional, country, and contemporary, and sometimes some live singers in the studio. And to make you laugh, some Irish comedy. That's Sundays from noon to 2 right here on WBBF, 1530 Taunton, Middleboro, and on the internet at hometowntalkradio.com.
Let's go back up. And we're back as I turn the music down here, and there we go. Nice. There we go, there we go, there we go. Alright, continuing on our transportation topic, on the Quincy Bus Depot, when that's done, there's gonna be quite a bit of new buses, I think, that are going to be added to that depot, and that also will include electric buses, which are making their presence felt here in Taunton. And I think that's going to be the future of local buses in the area. And this new bus depot in Quincy, I think, is going to be very important, not just to Quincy, but to surrounding communities and Boston as well. So, Don, your quick thoughts on electric buses?
Well, most of the bus lines running around the Boston and Quincy area are local bus lines, so they don't travel that far.
Yeah.
So as far as the battery lives, and should be all right. It should, it's not like it's Greyhound going to Minneapolis or something like that. It's local. So I mean, ideally it's a good thing to have, and cut down on especially the city emissions or whatnot. Takes away from that the pollution and everything that the diesel buses have to offer, especially going through the neighborhoods. Quieter too.
Yeah.
Going through the neighborhoods. That Best Depot is a big footprint, so hopefully it gets people excited to ride the bus anyway. Usually people have no problems riding the train. It's just trying to get them on a bus. Some people have no choice because they have no vehicles, but to leave your vehicle at home and take public transportation, to leave your vehicle at home and walk down the street and get on a bus line, that might be a 10-minute walk from your home, and then connect to the Red Line or any kind of rapid transit line to take you into places of Boston, Quincy, or wherever you need to go, might be a good routine if people know the buses are going to be dependable, and they know they're going to be on time. Yeah, just you get one bad batch of routes, or you get one bad batch of tardiness on buses. You go back light years as far as people. Again, I've always been big on public transportation in my personal life, and I've had friends of mine who have had almost been late for work because the Middleboro train was way late in the winter. And then he had his catalytic converter stolen out of the parking lot. So, I mean, it was a couple double whammies that got him off the train. My friend took the train faithfully. He lived in Wareham and worked in Quincy, so he drove up 495, parked his vehicle, jumped on the train. And then when you're on the first train and you're supposed to be at work in Quincy by 8 o'clock and you almost don't make it one day, and this individual is on time. He's Coast Guard. He's never late. He was furious because he was on the first train. So I mean, they had some issues with the trains not starting because they weren't running them all night, or they didn't have the right plug systems to keep them warm. So that was my friend's experience with the commuter rail. So in a way, they lost them, and then in the pandemic. So you got to try to bring all these people back with the best service you can give. Top-notch service. That's what you have to give the customer, the riding public, because once you get that, and once you get the confidence back, people will take trains, and as long as they're clean, it needs to be top, because we pay a lot in taxes. So I think all our buses and trains should be spotless and clean and on time.
And you're talking about things to get people excited to ride public transportation. Well, something is coming up, and that is the Berkshire Flyer. Tickets are now on sale for that. It begins July the 8th, and it's going to be a 2-year program, so it'll run through this year and next. And it's a big deal, I think. Don, you have the route.
I think I have the route. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm looking at the route leaves Penn Station. Okay, and it's really just one train, and it runs up via the Hudson line, up the Albany, Rensselaer Hudson line that runs up to Buffalo and points west, and then at Rensselaer Albany Station it goes east, and that is an active Amtrak line which runs the other line, the line that goes to Chicago, Lakeshore Limited, and they run one train from Boston over that alignment.
And that train would leave, I think it was on a Friday.
Yeah, like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get up to Pittsfield. It looks like there's I don't know. I mean, looking at the stations, it says stations. Pittsfield is technically a station, okay? But they might have some drop-offs, too, where they can, looks like it's in Lenox, so people who want to go to like Tanglewood area. I think that's where Tanglewood is. I'm pretty sure it is. So, and then there's another one like somewhere in New York. I can't really tell the towns because I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm looking at the information and it looks like there's going to be 3 stops on the Berkshire line itself. One in New York. Couldn't tell you what town because it doesn't list it. And then right on the line in Massachusetts, looks like it's Lenox area, Stockbridge, Lenox. And I know Tanglewood's near there. And then the final stop would be Pittsfield, which is the city west of, pretty much the most western city in Massachusetts is Pittsfield, county seat of Berkshire County, I believe. But yeah, it's one train, and then that train's just going to sit at Pittsfield and then head back. They had a train similar that went to Cape Cod back in the 80s and 90s that left New York and went to Hyannis, and it sat, and it was the one train. And to change gears a little bit, the Cape Cod Fly is starting up service this weekend too.
Yeah.
So from South Station to Hyannis, and that's a limited. I think they have one train that runs on Friday night, and I think one rolls on Saturday, and they may have 4. I don't have the schedule in front of me. I'll dig up the schedule for next week's show and give everyone an idea. Maybe they made some improvements, put more trains on. But as far as when that new South Coast rail station opens in Middleboro, which I think it's Adams Junction, or I think it's the name of the new station, they're still going to be using the old Middleboro Lakeville station for that particular route.
Be open, yeah.
And maybe in the future, there'll be train service that runs down to maybe Buzzards Bay anyway. And maybe they could think about putting one commuter rail somewhere in South Middleboro. Maybe Rock Village area, or maybe down close to Route 58, down that way. Rochester, South Middleboro maybe. And then they got to Wareham, and then it'll terminate at Buzzards Bay as far as regular service. Because I think running regular service to the Cape, I don't think would work because of the bridge. And they just can't be building these big parking lots on the Cape. They really can't. It'd have to be limited parking. It'd be more of a drop-off situation. They just don't have the room. They can't be butchering all these trees down to build these big parking lots. Look at the parking lot at Middleboro Lakeville. Look how big that parking lot is. It's never going to be used to capacity again. They might as well just start selling parts of the parking lot for development. And they've done that in Scituate. There's a development going on in Scituate at Greenbush Station. Part of the P parking lot, it was taken away for development. So they must have sold it to a private developer, and they're working. So when they built the train stations, they made massive parking lots, and that was ideal at the time. But that was that Greenbush line never, as far as the parking, that line never really was well used as far as like the Plymouth and the Middleboro lines were, as far as the parking facilities. And then when the pandemic came, it's just they got to think smarter, build everything back as far as how they want to move forward. But anything I say being built as far as new rail stations, I think limited parking is ideal. Maybe even a parking garage. You can go up instead of going out. Because if you look at that Lakeville, Middleboro, that parking lot's just huge, and it's so kind of a waste. Because I even think when it was really popular, years back, that parking lot was never filled up. So I mean, they really got to look at that, because that's a swap of land that they just I don't know. It's just, I think after the pandemic, they want to get people back, but like I said, you can't be building parking lots that are huge and taking all this vegetation away, taken away from it. Just, I don't know. I think maybe they'll do a good job, hopefully in the future. But rail service down to Hyannis, down to Buzzards Bay anyway, as a regular rail service. Maybe if it's even limited, even 4 or 5 trains a day, might be ideal to serve South Middleboro, Wareham, and Buzzards Bay area.
Okay, next topic I want to talk about is local events coming up in Middleboro. First off, the month of June will have a lot to offer in Middleboro. The first event, Sheep Day, just about 2 weeks away. I believe it's June 11th. I don't have it in front of me. I don't have the exact date. I believe it's June 11th, though. And every year they have the Soul Homestead has this event, Sheep Day. They do a live demonstration of sheepdogs and also a live demonstration of sheep shearing as well. It's a fun event. I've been to it once or twice. Definitely an event to go to. Another thing that's going to be happening this summer, I'm not sure if this is going to be happening every week, but I did talk about it on Thursday. Matt Cam will welcome local bands to play at the studio, at Matt Cam Studios, and they'll be airing those performances as well on Matt Cam, local television. They'll be bringing the bands in. The bands will be coming in and they'll be playing, and then they'll be airing on the local Matt Camp stations.
That sounds great.
It's huge. I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of local bands.
We'll see Doug there.
Yes, there's a lot of great opportunities.
We have a friend named Doug, and he's been in so many bands in the Middleboro area. He's had all these different bands. Every time we see him up at the, he's been in. I don't know. He's unbelievable. He's always. I think he's 3 bands since the Middleboro lawn concert started.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a lot of opportunities for local bands to show off, their songs and their music. Like I said, the Matt Cam.
Those studios are awesome.
Yeah,
the state of the art.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Matt Cam music band. I'm not sure what they're gonna call it, but that's coming up.
Well, you got to get Karen on the horn.
June.
You got to get Karen on the horn.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking to Karen.
Maybe get her on
We're gonna be talking to the Karen, to Karen Foy, in the month of June about this as well. So we're gonna be talking to her as soon as I can get it open Thursday. Next 2 Thursdays, I believe, are booked with guests. So, or maybe we could have her on a Sunday show. I don't know. I'll talk to her. I will talk to her.
Sunday at 7. What's not to like, right?
I will talk to her in the month of June, and we'll get her on to talk about this new event coming up for Matt Cam. Again, a great opportunity for local bands. Another great opportunity for local bands to play and show off their music is the Town Hall concert series, and that's coming up. I think it's coming up probably right after the 4th of July. So dates for that will be coming up soon if they're not already out. And then Soul Homestead. Soul Homestead's another great opportunity for local bands as well. More in the folk and country areas, but it's still a great opportunity for local bands as well.
You picked up a couple CDs from a few folk singers there when you were working for Matt Cam. What was that one band that really was good?
Cold Chocolate.
Cold Chocolate.
Yeah. They were really good. Yes.
You picked up their CD. It was a really good put together CD.
Yes.
And that was what?
A lot of great bands played
4 or 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Mm.
Who knows? Those guys may still be around. So
they are.
I
think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look on the website, and like you said, the Soul Homestead it's different because it's more laid back. I mean, if it's an outside venue, you're surrounded with all the sheep and.
So they start usually at the end of July.
Okay.
End
of July? No.
I think so.
No,
I'm in July somewhere.
You gotta get some dates together there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You gotta get some dates.
I know they're in July as well, but I'm not sure if it's beginning.
It gotta be the beginning.
Or the end of July.
No.
Because I know they go into September.
Oh, okay.
I know they go into September.
Oh, so they go late. Yeah.
They go later. They go a little bit later.
You might be right.
But the town concerts, they stop on Labor.
Then you better
right around Labor Day.
You better get that memo pad.
I will be getting the information. Sure, it's out. If it's not out now, it will be out very soon.
And what's good about Soul Homestead, if it is raining, there is a place to play indoors.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't get that on the lawn.
And it's a fantastic indoor venue too.
Right.
So
you don't get that on the town hall lot if you.
No, you don't. Unfortunately, you don't. No.
So, but what's good about the studio, Mad Camp Studios, is it's funny. You can like watch the band from the sidewalk. Like years ago, when people would want to watch the news in the 50s and didn't have TVs at all, they'd all go to like the local television shop in downtown and they'd watch it from the windows. It's funny.
But you can watch it from the windows. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, 7:45. We'll take another commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna do two quick things. We're gonna do a music recommendation segment. Well, it's more of a music topic. And the topic is bands that adding a new member to their lineup just makes the band much better, or just breathes new life into the band. We're gonna talk about that because me and Don were listening to a song earlier on the way here, and this band is fantastic with some of their new members. And we're going to be talking about towns that are celebrating major milestones real quick as well. And we'll have our Today in History. So, it is 7:45 a.m. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in review on 1530 a.m. and 99.7 FM. We'll be right back, everybody. Okay, 1, 3, 1.
Getting back to life means getting the vaccine. The vaccine is safe. The vaccine is effective. Any side effects are mild and short-lived, and you will not get COVID-19 from the vaccine. Get back to living.
After age 65, immunity starts to wane. Your immune system just isn't as strong as it used to be. And that's why it is important for people age 65 and older to get a booster dose of vaccine. Boosters are a standard way of reminding our immune system about a bacteria or a viral pathogen that we want to have a strong response with antibodies, killer T cells, to block that pathogen before it causes severe disease.
St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svdbmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe. Williams Trading Post, serving the residents of Middleboro since 1949, is the perfect place to get a gift for a friend or family member this spring. They sell fruit trees, garden supplies, and much more. They also have an antique shop. Open Monday to Wednesday, 10 to 5, Thursday through Sunday, 9 to 5. Visit them at 556 Wareham Street or call 508-947-1598.
Alright, back up. And we're back here on Middleboro Review as I turn the volume down here. It is 7:48. So our music topic for today. Every once in a while we like to do music recommendations or music topics. Whenever we have a chance to talk about music, we do so here on Middleboro Review, because as our favorite bassist says, music is the healer, and it really is, 100%. And speaking of our favorite bassist, he is the topic of our music topic today. And the band I want to mention, he joined this band, Glenn Hughes. This was 2 or 3 years ago, Don?
He joined it around 2020, right before the pandemic. And then the pandemic messed everything up, and they had a long time to work on. I think they had the album done before the pandemic, but they couldn't really release anything. So technically he's been in the band for just 2020 anyway.
And this band is called the Dead Daisies. And the band, before Glenn joined, John Corabi was in the band, and maybe that name is familiar to Motley Crue fans. John Corabi did one album with Motley Crue.
Called Motley Crue.
Called Motley Crue, yep, the self-titled Motley Crue album.
It's funny about that album, not to get up, but I have a friend of mine who can't stand Vince Neil. I like that album because it was a different singer.
Yes, it's fantastic. And also, a fun little tidbit about that album, Glenn was on that album. Glenn did some backup vocals on that album as well, so there's the connection there.
And there's another connection too, that Mick Mars did some work on the Glenn Hughes solo album called Blues in 1994. I guess they were working in the same studio. So if you look at the Glenn Hughes album Blues from 1994, Mick Mars does some stuff on it, and then the Motley Crue album, Glenn Hughes worked on it. So they were hanging out.
So with Glenn Hughes, there's a lot of connections to some pretty popular bands that are still around today. Another connection, real quick, before I continue on this topic, is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's quite a few members of the band of Red Hot Chili Peppers that also worked on Glenn Hughes' solo albums as well. So that is an interesting topic. But the Dead Daisies, Glenn joined a couple of years ago, and they put out an album called Holy Ground, and it is widely considered the best album in rock circles in 2021. I believe that came out on January?
Yes.
January? Yeah,
yes.
January 2021. It is widely considered the best album of the year in a lot of rock circles. They also are coming out with another album in August. I don't know what the name of the album will be, but the first single is out for that album. And it's fantastic, and I expect this album to be pretty much right around the same when it comes to quality. The quality will be perfect, I think, in my opinion.
I'll say real quick because he has to do his towns, but I just love the idea of different musicians working together in different bands. It really just brings out the talent in all these bands. I mean, Joe Bonamassa had, if anyone knows, a lot of people know Joe Bonamassa, but he really liked Glenn Hughes' music. He listened to a lot of it, and then I guess in 2008 they formed, they got together and they got the band together, Black Country Communion, with Jason Bonham, Joe Bonamassa, Glenn Hughes, and Derek Sherinian. So that was another super group that just came from the ashes of all these different, because all these different bands were doing they were doing their thing. Jason Bonham was doing the Led Zeppelin Experience. Derek Sherinian was in Dream Theater a little bit, I think. Another popular band. Glenn Hughes was doing his solo stuff at that time, and then Joe Bonamassa's career was just really getting going. And it just loved the idea, because I think it was an album called Dust Bowl that Glenn was on. And then another great artist, Jimmy Barnes. And it just goes on and on and on and on as far as all these different musicians playing. I just like the idea they mix it up a little bit.
All right, that is our little music topic that we like to incorporate in the show every once in a while. If something comes up in music, whenever we have a chance to talk about music, we do so.
I like how the bands just mix it up.
Absolutely. All right, our today in history is coming up, but first we have major towns that are celebrating major milestones, or towns that are celebrating major milestones. We have the letter K today, and we have one. Incorporated in 1726, so it will be celebrating 300 years in 2026, is the town of Kingston. Coastal town in Plymouth County. Population of 13,708 in the 2020 census. Was originally part of Plymouth. Kingston was first settled by Europeans shortly after the landing of the Pilgrims in 1620. It was settled more in 1635. During 1675, several bloody battles during King Philip's War are believed to have occurred in Kingston, within the borders of Kingston, and the residence of Governor Bradford, which is now part of Kingston, was raided by the Wampanoag warriors. In 1685, the area was placed within the boundaries of Plymouth County, and for a brief time, between 1686 and 1689, the borders of Kingston were within the Dominion of New England. Kingston first established as Plymouth's northern precinct in 1717 upon the creation of the first parish in Kingston, now a Unitarian Universalist church in the town center. Kingston was incorporated as a distinct town on June 16th, 1726. So another town that we have here on our list that has a exact date when it was incorporated. Following a tax dispute between the residents of North and South Plymouth, wherein the parish was known as the upper class portion of Plymouth. Kingston's borders were carved out of neighboring towns like Plymouth, Duxbury, Plimpton, and Pembroke, all of which were incorporated before Kingston. And also, Kingston is home to the longest continuously run boatyard in North America, now named the Jones River Landing. The American Revolutionary era brig USS Independence was built by Kingston shipbuilders on the Jones River and has emerged as a town icon, featured on the seal, the town seal. Alright, so that is our major towns that are celebrating major milestones. Don, quick thoughts about Kingston.
You're talking about the Jones River Boatyard. It's tiny, even to this day. But I mean, it's wow. I didn't know it was one of the oldest. But then again, you got the river and you got the rail, and that Kingston line, or the Plymouth line, is one of the oldest in the country. 1840s, I believe, somewhere around there. And then you got the road, the little road that goes by, and then the highway. So all crossroads meet at Kingston as far as everything. Everything just goes to that Jones River area because the train tracks are right there, the river's right there, Route 3's right there, and then there was a little road that goes through there, which is probably one of the first roads before they even built 3A, or before they even designated numbers for any roads. And then the highway was probably put in, late 50s, early 60s. So, everything just meets down on that. You got that little Jones River Bridge on Route 3. Everything just meets there.
All right, our Today in History today. We have a couple here. 1790, Rhode Island becomes the last of North America's original 13 colonies to ratify the Constitution and become one of the United States. The Falklands War. We have a Today in History on the Falklands War. 1982. The British Army defeats the Argentine Army at the Battle of Goose Green. And in 2015, One World Observatory at One World Trade Center opens 7 years ago today. Birthdays on this day: John F. Kennedy, 35th President of the United States, born on this day in 1917. Also born on this day in 1941, Bob Simon, American journalist who passed away in 2015. He was born on this day. He would have been 81 today. Deaths on this day: we have Israel Putnam, famous American general, died on this day in 1790. Died on this day in 1866, another famous general, Winfield Scott. Also, he was a lawyer and politician. I think he ran for president a couple of times as well, Winfield Scott. 1942, John Barrymore, a part of the famous Barrymore family, passed away on this day in 1942. Dennis Hopper, another famous actor, plays a good villain. Dennis Hopper.
Oh, he was an Easy Rider.
He plays a good villain. He passed away on this day in 2010.
Did you ever see Easy Rider?
No, I saw him in a movie with Keanu Reeves, and I'm forgetting the name. Of the movie. Speed, yeah.
Speed. He was
a good movie.
He was a psycho on that. Good.
So he passed away on this day in 2010. Passing away on this day in 2015, Betsy Palmer, American actress, and passing away 1 year ago today, B.J. Thomas, an American singer as well. So, all right. That will do it for today's program. It is 7:59. Oh, Don, you have something to say?
Yeah, this week we had the passing of Ray Liotta.
Yes.
And
yes, we did. Yeah.
He was a great actor. He was working on a movie too at the time, which is unfortunate. I think the same thing happened to John Candy when he was working on his movie, but I think they were able to salvage the movie. So we'll see how much.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
We'll see if they able to salvage this last movie. But the last thing I think he completed was Many Saints in Newark.
Yes, he was in that.
He was really good at that.
And that's a great. If anyone out there is a fan of The Sopranos, definitely check out Many Saints in Newark.
Ray Liotta did a great job on that.
He played two characters.
He played two characters, exactly.
All right, that'll do it for today's program. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Next week will be a special Middleboro review. A special Middleboro review. The June 5th edition of Middleboro review. My birthday next week, so a special
Joey birthday edition.
Yeah.
Of Middleboro review.
Yeah. So we'll have that next week.
I can tell you this. I can tell you the story when you were born.
Yeah.
What I had to deal with.
All right. We'll do that.
When he came into this world at 5, I think it was 5:50 p.m. on June 5th in 1999.
We'll do that next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week and great weekend. Rest of your weekend today, and we'll see you next week.
Have a safe weekend, everyone. Be safe, and please pull over for emergency vehicles. And if you see emergency vehicles on the side of the road, please make way. Please go to the other lane and try to be safe. The state police and all the people out there protecting the roads, we want them to go home to their families.
Okay, we'll be back next week, and stay tuned for Bread of Life. Bread of Life.
Yeah,
Bread of Life, yes. Sorry about
buddy.
that. Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Van Cross. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Scott.
Scotty.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. We'll be back next week. Again, the June 5th edition of Middleboro Review, my birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.